please welcome the hilarious comedian, one of our artists in residence here to do some comedy for you all, Haze XC.
Hang on. Sorry. So, do I even have... Yes! Okay, great. Sorry, my hands were full. I was eating pancakes. What's up, guys? No, seriously, I decided to... I hopped earlier. And I don't know what it is about my medication that I'm taking now that I'm like never hungry at all. So I decided to save these pancakes. And I was like, you know what? Like instead of taking like a shot or two before performing comedy to kind of like loosen up, I decided, let me just have some freaking pancakes. And you know, it's a lot better than what I used to do. See, what I used to do when I did comedy shows is I wouldn't drink before the show. I would drink right after. And I would drink hard liquor, like whether it was whiskey, vodka, whatever. I would drink right after, and I'd go home, and if I was seeing someone at the time, I would tell them to come over, you know, and I'd, suggest some premarital activities, but I couldn't get it up because I drank from the show, right? So I would get whiskey dick, which no one wants that, especially right after a comedy show. So to fix this, what I ended up doing is that after my comedy shows, I would drink beer instead of hard liquor. So now I don't get whiskey dick, but I still get Shiner cock. And only Texans will understand that joke. Anyways, guys, my name is Haze XC. You guys have probably seen me before if you were on VRChat 50,000 years ago. I haven't been online in a while. But if you guys do remember, very similar to SNL, what I like to do is right before the comedy show, I give you guys the news report. Beth, get over here. I'm about to do the news report.
I'm here.
Good.
Present.
You need to hear the news.
Yeah.
Good. Yes, you need to hear the news. I know you guys don't touch grass, so I'm looking at the headlines for you and letting you know what's happening in the world today. So get ready for it. All right. Listen up, fucks. Most states begin early voting in a week from today, as Americans eagerly await choosing who will lead our country. For the next 4 years, VRChat users everywhere will be looking for the best Christmas rindo for the holiday season. Not a democratic decision, but more of a religious act of monarchy, because we all know that DPS is ordained by heaven. The movie Joker 2 has received many negative reviews due to bad pacing and not living up to expectations. It has even been called a waste of time and boring. If it also had a restrictive job schedule, it would have had the exact same complaints I've heard from my last 3 relationships. And just like my dating life, it would only be tolerable if I was Joaquin Phoenix. Leader of Hamas, Yahya Sinwar, has been kissed by Israeli forces earlier. Killed. Damn it. That's the last time I try to get one of the headlines from fanfiction.net.
So technically it was a kiss. It was just a kiss of death.
Yeah, kissed with an airstrike, probably. Hamas has been scraping the bottom of the barrel for replacement leaders. The United States has promised that if the head of office remains unfilled, it will be prepped to become a spirit Halloween by next season. You know, when I originally wrote that joke, I actually set the store to be Joanne's Fabrics, but again, war crimes in the Middle East are frowned upon. Because with the amount of sales at Joanne's Fabrics, it should be a crime, but this has been sponsored by Joanne Fabrics. Former Canadian Olympian Ryan Wedding has been charged with smuggling 60 tons of cocaine into Canada. His accomplice, named Johnny Civil Partnership for Tax Purposes, will receive a lighter sentence due to only smuggling weed. It should also be noted that Olympian Ryan Wedding was a competitive snowboarder. Who could have seen that coming? Cocaine smuggling done by someone used to carving up gnarly white powder. Thank you, guys. That has been your news report, and now we return to your regularly scheduled comedy show.
Thank God. What the fuck's over there?
Technology is great. I love coming back to VR and just being wowed every time I'm here. See, I'm older than 19, so apparently I'm like a senior citizen here on. I grew up with payphones.
How old are you?
And pagers.
19? You're just 19?
No, I'm saying
No, he's
older than 19.
How old are you, man?
Oh my god. I'm 30. Apparently that's old here. Isn't that right, Inu?
He's not lying.
I'm older.
Inu, I said. See, his hearing's not too good because he's even older than me. Inu, I said.
Yeah, he's probably 50 or something.
Is it an it? Inu, come back. I love you,
I can't
Inu.
hear you, man.
It's even worse 'cause my
I'm surprised he can move that fast. Anyways, I'm
Okay,
saying.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
See, that's why his avatar is seated. His avatar is seated and he can't come up. Oh, well, as I was.
You know what?
Yeah, haha.
Inu, don't leave.
That.
No.
Continue.
Inu.
There you go.
Oh no. Giga Inu.
Why is he so large?
Oh, if only a woman can say that to me.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest. Your
And
phone
not
is better than your
not followed with the line of also what are you doing in my house? Anyways, so I had a really interesting
Can I make a
experience
little
earlier.
announcement? One thing real quick.
What?
So I advise if you do not want to see Haze pantsless, do not go above the ceiling.
Hey yo, hold
Oh
on.
God.
Hold on, I gotta take a cursed image of this shit. Hold on.
Everyone's gonna wait. What?
I've been placing blocks and shit because I'm playing Minecraft.
Are people just finding hacks to like see my avatar's cock?
No, it didn't work.
No.
Good.
Wait, you ever had a cock?
No.
Excuse
Why
me,
does it
Mr.
look like
Comedian.
that?
I
My
heard in the news that you ever
Why
has a
does
cock.
it look like that, Haze?
look. I don't know. I'm not using it.
Medical
I'm
condition.
sorry. I still
No.
can't show you.
My virtual world is getting way less action than my real life world. Anyway, so I met a guy here in VR, and when we were talking about it, like he's a comedian too, right? And the more we talked, the more I was like, wait a minute, I think I might actually know you in real life. Where did you do comedy in? And he was like, oh, I did comedy in Austin, Texas. And I'm like, no shit, I used to do comedy in Austin, Texas. Like, who are you? And he gave me his name, and I was like, dude, I have you on Facebook. I know exactly who you are. Like, we've met before. Like, this is crazy.
Oh.
And it immediately jumped into oh shit, we were in the same comedy circuit. Well, who do you know? And that happens a lot when you meet someone from like a big city and it's like, oh, I was also in the big city. Who do you know? See, that kind of conversation works in a big city like Austin, Texas, or Dallas, Texas, or Houston, Texas. That would never work in a place in like, I don't know, McAllen, Texas, because it's a lot smaller, so it's less of like, who do you know? It's more like, so who have you fucked? And it could be worse. If you go to a small place like Del Rio, Texas, it's more like, have we fucked?
Oh,
You know,
That's a conversation starter if I haven't heard.
Have we fucked?
no. It's like, who starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
Hey, bro, dab me up. Have we fucked?
That is
the awkward moment when they answer yes, but you don't remember them.
Wait a minute, I recognize that tattoo on your hand.
No, that's when they're more of a bro.
So I also met this other guy on VR, and he was sounding like super hardcore, super macho and all that. And he was always saying how hard he was and how he's got that dog in him, you know? Turns out he was just dating a furry.
I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it.
Either that, or he's someone that really needs state police to seize their hard drive. I mean, I don't know. I'm not Denise Fraser.
No, hear me out. What if he just have that dog in him?
It's if he's got that dog in him, it's a felony. So
I hope he doesn't
My-
have any dogs.
my last girlfriend that I was with dumped me for no reason at all.
He's so good at improv.
She just
So
up and left without saying anything. Was hanging out when I saw a friend of hers, and she asked me why. Like, I asked her if she knew why my girl left me, and she said she didn't think I did anything wrong, and that my girl always like spoke so highly of me. So I was like, well, if I didn't do anything, then why did she leave me for someone else? And she thought about it for a moment, and she said, you know what? She did say you're a great guy, but you're not a bad dragon. I am not above a fucking pun. I am not above a pun.
Non-furries here.
I am not above a...
Non-furries here, man.
Save for the non-furry... What, like 2 of you in this room?
Yep.
And they're just not using an avatar? They actually are, though? 2 people in this room. Me and who else? But God...
Save for the people in the back, you know?
Relationships. You know, being in love makes you do crazy things. We all say we're annoyed by like constant phone calls and stuff like that, but what are we all doing up at 5 a.m. with that special someone you just started talking to? Making sure the waffles at the back of their freezer haven't gone bad? Oh, just me.
I mean,
You know,
no.
everyone says being stalked is probably the scariest thing you can have happen to you. But for me, I'd probably be unnerved at first. But I think I'd be like, you know, I think I'd get used to it. Like, get sent pictures of me at strange angles through my window, and I would just be like, ooh, nice candids. Oh god, I need a haircut though. Also,
good shot next time.
stalking
Hey, can you get
is the
camera
staple
angle?
in most romance stories anyway. I mean, Twilight, Edward Cullen literally watched Bella while she was sleeping. That one's hard to justify, though, because even if it was warranted, you're assuming the girl in question was, quote, asking for it, and that mindset gets you canceled real quick. Or how about, like, Joe Goldberg in the show You?
Yeah, I copy that. Yeah.
Sure, he kills like 4 people in season 1 alone, but he also saves Beck from the train tracks. So if I start choking on some food alone in my apartment, I'm counting on my stalker to come in and save me. Unless Unless I look really hot while I'm choking, then I might be fucked. Might be a while for them to, like, you know, stop touching themselves outside my window before I'm actually saved.
At that point, better hope that they're like a 2-pump chump or something.
You know,
Survival rates dwindle after that.
dating has absolutely sucked for me lately. I mean, even on VR, I've been getting as much attention sexually as a Duolingo notification. But or worse, about as much attention as pronouns on a right-wing subreddit. But none of that matters. In a world where love ents can imitate the way I felt when I was young, and I discovered I liked coconut conditioner on myself just a little too much. You know what I'm talking about, right? You know, you remember those long, hot showers in 2008 with just an eager left hand and a dream? You'd sneak in your parents' work laptop in the shower to search big boob etchy Neko girl on Ask Jeeves. I told you I was old. And once that image loaded up, about halfway after 12 minutes, I would imagine a waifu with a face like Hinata from Naruto and an ass like William Howard Taft. You know, knowing VRChat, there's probably 20 avatars of that description already, and if there isn't, I'll finally have a reason to learn Blender. Just kidding, as if I could design with one hand.
No. Hey, you're not giving the true experience. You waited 12 minutes, and then your mother got on the fucking phone. And I had to wait another fucking 20 minutes.
No, you would just hear like that weird like like on like right when you're about to get a call. You know what I'm talking about? No? Hang on. Sorry, hang on. I got a text. Okay, cool. My Lipitor prescription's ready at Walgreens. God, that made me feel old. Anyways, so I started doing stand-up in 2015, but exclusively on VR since earlier this year. I think I've made more money on here in just a few months than all my real-life years combined. So I really have to thank you guys for that. Thanks to you all, I've been able to make a down payment on some single moms OnlyFans. I'm absolutely loving technology, though. Speaking of which, give me a sec, guys. I need to mute real quick. Hey Alexa, go on Amazon and find me an alt-goth white girl with a fat ass and on at least 2 psychiatric medications. Daddy want to live life on hard mode.
Hang on, I had to ping.
Sorry, I had to mute the mic there for a second. Cheers, guys.
Hey, cheers, man. I got a random ping. I don't know why. Something about a thick ass weight.
Alright, I gotta go.
Anyone here love travel in your spare time? I'm talking about in real life, though, not in VR. I recently visited the freakiest city on the East Coast. That's right. I was in Kissimmee, Florida. Or Kissimmee, however the fuck it's said. Kissimmee, Florida, which is very close to the city of Celebration, Florida. That's a real town with somehow the gayest name ever.
You weren't there during almost Hurricane Milton, were you? Or was this before Milton?
I had my own Hurricane Haze in the bedroom of your single aunt after the PTA meeting. Thank you, good night. No, I'm kidding, I have more jokes. Inu, I love you. Inu, I love you. That's why I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna interact with you, buddy. But, yes. Kissimmee, Florida. Celebration. It's all, those are all real cities right next to each other in Florida. And it's right in the center of Areola County, And if you think I'm making up any of these names, this might be your first comedy show. But while I was there,
Energy drink.
Areola.
I'm
Now
too
you-
tired to deal with your shit right now, Haze. I'm gonna go get an energy drink. I need a monster. I can't do this shit.
so while I was there, I got to go to Disney World.
This is your fault. This is your fault. Caffeinated Beth is your fault. Take the blame.
No, this is fine. Caffeinate yourself so you can listen to the rest of the set. So, I went to Disney World, right? And I got it for free since my sister works at Epcot. And if that doesn't scream cheap to you, then I'll be pleased to announce that the only thing my Armenian ass has in common with Jewish people is a big nose. By the way, the big nose is so that we can intake more oxygen to the brain while we eat pussy. See, I feel bad for those people who complain about not being able to have, like, their clitoris found. I mean, with this massive schnoz, I could find the needle in the haystack. Hell, if I stick 2 bullet vibrators up my nostrils, it is over for you, sweetie. Having you singing Armenia's greatest hits for a week while I send subpar Snapchat messages. You're welcome. Now everyone has a nose fetish. Ladies, all I'm saying is get you a guy that has a nose that looks like he's great with money and celebrates Hanukkah. Personally, I got a nose looking like Palestine wants me dead. Also, I was supposed to slip this joke in because I've been a little low on money. I need to make more money while doing comedy, so I've had to include paid advertisement in my set. Hope you guys don't mind. So I got to ride on the new version of Splash Mountain while in Epcot, which is, I don't know if you guys have seen like the updated version of Splash Mountain where they changed like the original Splash Mountain into, what's it called? The Princess and the Frog, you know? And you know how, like, Disney, all their rides and all their attractions are, like, sponsored by something? So the new Splash Mountain is obviously sponsored by the NAACP. I joke, but honestly, love the ride, love the movie. But what ruined my hype was when I had to tell my dad about the ride when I got home. And see, he's one of those immigrant, hyper-Republican dads that insists that YouTube has the most accurate information on news, the economy, and where to find good moose knuckle in Thailand. By the way, that is not food. I mean, it is to me, but it's not what you think. Don't Google it. So I decided to have a little fun. Decided to have a little fun with him. It's vagina. I decided to have a little fun with him, and I exaggerated the hell out of how woke this Disney ride was. So I decided to just like...
For anyone that doesn't know.
Yeah, it's a vagina.
That should be like... That should be the punchline to like any joke, just in case... That should be the running thing from now on. If someone doesn't get a joke, just like lean over and whisper to them that it's a vagina. It's a vagina. That's like a third of my comedy anyway.
They don't have to even know it. It's like I told you I know what's going on, and you whispered like, "It's
break your friend.
It's vagina.
I still laughed.
101.
Hey,
It's like
that episode of,
the next time you take a college exam, it's a vagina. So
It's vagina.
I decided to mess with my dad, right? And I decided to make this ride like 20 times more woke. Like I'm trying to make it seem like 20 times more woke than it actually was. So I told him that like the Princess Tiana was replaced by an animatronic of Kamala Harris. And the first drop that you go on the ride takes you straight to a BLM protest in Atlanta, Georgia. And see, they were protesting because Prince Naveen got arrested. And then he gets released after getting first bottom surgery and responds to the promise of, like he now responds to the pronouns of... And I told him at the end of the ride, none of the animals were from the previous version of Splash Mountain were there because they all got eaten in Ohio.
Yeah.
And instead of a giant party at the final scene of the ride, they all decide to incite an insurrection on Cinderella Castle. Now, that part my dad liked for some reason. By the way, I'm still pissed. Like, can you believe that people are still pissed off that characters in movies, like in reboots, are being rewritten to be like rewriting characters as gay or making them people of color when they weren't in the original version? Like with the Little Mermaid having dark skin now, and people will argue like, "Oh well, how can she be dark skinned if not a lot of sunlight pierces the ocean floor? She would have light skin because the light does not go." Yeah, and that argument makes sense. See, but my argument is mermaids aren't fucking real.
Oh.
But if they were, I think they could absolutely get that bronze color with the help of Sunbum Natural Browning Tanning Lotion. Waterproof so it won't come off during swimming, even to the ocean floor. Under the sea.
Let me give you a better,
It's
let me give you a better ending to this
BPA-free.
joke, by the way. Don't forget that they found a bunch of black people.
Am
in
I
the
on a
ocean,
fucking
so why wouldn't they be black?
debate? God, can I tell a joke, buddy?
The joke was bad.
No.
It was kind of good.
You
It was
cannot.
kind of good.
Denied.
At least it's a joke, man.
No, like I said, they threw a bunch of black people in the ocean. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't the mermaids be black?
Ladies and gentlemen, Ash and Amber. Give it up for Ash and Amber, everybody.
No, don't give up for me.
See how no one clapped? Let me do my
No
thing,
one
bro.
clapped for you either, man.
Let me do my thing.
Hey, bro, no one clapped for you either, boy.
Yeah, because I'm not done performing, bro.
Because you're bad.
Yes, I know.
You're not.
Dude, you should have told me much earlier. I would have gotten rid of that bitch really quickly.
Nah. I was actually just
call me
about to have
over.
fun with him. Nah. We're good. At the tail end, anyway.
Okay, alright.
Kiss Me, Florida. That's a real city in Florida. There we go. I just had to get that out of my system. I'll be mad at that instead of the heckler. Like, holy shit. There's towns with funny names and they're real. Anyways. You guys like Olympics? Speaking of like, also I've been gone from VR so long I didn't see like the updates on the world. I'm noticing that like there's all this smoke and like do the bathrooms still work, Savvy?
Yeah.
Then like why are there like chamber pots everywhere? Like this is clearly where people went to shit in the medieval times. There's chamber pots everywhere, Savvy.
Sacrifice you in later.
No! I don't want to be put in poo. I wouldn't like that.
This is my bathtub.
Someone's into that. Someone's got to be into that.
Someone is in the room.
VRChat's weird like that.
Okay.
You know,
Open fetishes to every.
speaking of politics,
What Savvy you do you?
speaking of politics, I never thought of considering dogs as food, like dogs or cats as food. And you know what they're saying about like all that stuff happening in Ohio, but I mean, since I love eating pussy so much, you know, some of the best food in the world are the ones with repetitive names. You know, like mahi mahi, couscous, bang bang shrimp. Those are like the best tasting foods. I used to frequent this Chinese food place in LA with a C- health rating, so that's how you know it was good. And it was called Ding Ding Noodle, which is perfect for drunk people to remember the name of. Imagine stumbling and just being like, dude, I'm so hungry. You know what? Hey, you know what I want? You know what I want? Ding Ding Noodle. For those of you who are studying linguistics, you know what I want? Is Drunkarian dialect used to ask people of a state of inebriation what they would like to eat. I hope you enjoyed that bit of intellectual humor. In high school, I was never big on education, but thank God for growth spurts. But anyway, that would have been a joke for that other guy to like, motherfucker. You know, it didn't help. Like I had trouble focusing in class because of puberty. Didn't help that I took pre-cal first thing in the morning. The only thing harder than pre-cal in first period was tucked beneath my waistband. You know, that joke doesn't exactly work on an international audience because they keep thinking I'm talking about a gun. Look, I know what state I'm from, but that's not why they call it the Texas Tuck. Anyways, y'all, you guys have been a fantastic crowd, except one of you, which is not here, but it doesn't matter. But everyone else is freaking awesome. You guys have been fucking fantastic. I love you so much. My name is Haze, and I will see you in another 3 years when my work allows it. See you guys. Why is it a dick height?
You have a good one too.
You see that? It's a dick height. Wait. Texas Tuck. There it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Dick joke. Jump scare.
I've done that with another drink.
Thank you so much, Haze. Give a round of applause, everybody.